Right. So, hello everybody. I am internet sensation Mark Morris. He is internet sensation
How can
Chris
you say
DeBay.
that? How can you say that with a straight
Well, it's
face?
ironic, mate. It's
Oh,
ironic,
it's
isn't it?
ironic, isn't it? All
It's
right.
i- it's ironic. Yeah. It's not. It's not true. It's not true. We're just Mark and Chris from the block.
Yeah, nobody knows. No one
I'm
knows.
still Mark from the block.
No one knows who we are. You know,
Um.
those Mark and Chris guys, fame hasn't changed them. You know why? Because they're not fucking famous. Nobody knows who they are. So, yeah, nothing's changed. No one knows who we are, mate, except for in a tiny little corner of the internet that we call our own.
When we stand next to a prison architect booth at a game show, and one of the other guys says that's Mark or that's Chris, right?
Yeah.
That's when we feel famous.
But that doesn't happen. We're,
It happens
we're,
to me
we're
a
stood
bit.
next to the prison architect booth with our t-shirts on that say Mark and Chris.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
somebody will walk up to us and say, I've played prison architect for 300 hours. Are you the developer in some way? Are you related to
yeah.
Introversion? It's like,
Well,
yeah, I'm
Well, you
Chris.
talk to them for a while. You talk to them for a while, and then they go, "Are you Mark?" And it's like,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
I'm Mark.
yeah.
Well, do
I
you
am.
remember when we went to the BAFTAs? At the BAFTAs, they had the red carpet, didn't they?
I can't remember anything about that night, mate. I was dying. All I had was pain and cocodamol going through my brain, and then champagne on top of it.
Wow.
I was like in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas that night. Was I good?
Yeah, you were awesome, mate. You were
Oh,
awesome.
that's cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy. You
But
were awesome too.
there was a red carpet, right? And we walked down the red carpet, and there was a whole bunch of really bored-looking photographers just looking
That's
at the
so
floor
funny.
in front of us, wasn't it? It's like we're actually nominated, we're nominees, and
Look,
then
look.
and then some some TV celebrity walked past, and they were all like,
Yeah. But then they did it. They did the experience, didn't they? They took the pictures.
only because somebody asked them nicely.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought it was quite funny because they did it. They did it quite. It was quite orderly, wasn't it? It's
Yeah,
like start
yeah.
at the left, and then we're gonna move right.
Yeah.
You know.
We're gonna start here, and we're gonna walk down the line. You're all gonna take pictures. I'm sure they all took their memory cards out.
Maybe it's
before-
because, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because like we didn't do anything at the event. We should have got really drunk and like beat up Dara or something,
Do you think so?
and then we would have been on the news.
Could have hijacked Dara and just said like,
Hijacked him. Yeah, we wouldn't have been on the news, would we?
no, we'd have been in jail, mate.
Yeah,
Would have been in
yeah.
prison.
That's in prison. Yeah,
I made a game about prisons once. Shut it.
yeah.
I suspect you've got the volatile reputation.
Yeah.
Shut it.
News.
News.
Prison Architect console, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, June the 28th.
Oh yeah.
Not long, man. Not long. It's
Not
exciting.
long.
It's genuinely exciting news. And
It's so
because now
exciting. It's so exciting, mate. It's so cool.
well, they've passed cert. There was a bit of fannying. Cert's a difficult thing
Sorry, a
to.
bit of what?
Well, I don't know, messing around.
Right. Okay.
Who's our audience now? I can say fannying, can't I?
I don't know.
Well, all right. There was a bit of
I
back
think it
and
means
forth.
different things in the UK and America.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
there
right.
was some
Well,
there was some fannying about.
there was some messing about, yeah, back and forth and back and forth, and it took a little longer, but that's cool. And they got through, and so we've got the launch date, 28th June
Yeah.
2016, which is
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah.
And you can pre-order it now if you're in the not in the States. I'm sorry if you are in the States, which is I know 98% of the people I'm talking to.
So you're talking about the Sony now, PlayStation.
Yeah, the Sony. The Sony is not the Sony. The Sony is a Hydra with many heads.
Yes, that's right. There's Sony Europe, isn't there? And then there's
Yeah.
Sony America.
They call themselves SCEA and SCEE.
Right.
Ski and there's also SCEJ.
Right.
But I have never, ever been able to get anywhere near SCEJ.
Yeah.
They're like a super boss. Whenever you talk to anyone about SCEJ, they're like this mystical...
Yeah. Well,
beast.
they're where it all came from, aren't they? They're the
Well,
foundation.
After many atonements and purifications, I might be admitted to the offices of SCEJ, but, I'm not there. I'm not famous enough
You
yet.
say you have to be an 8th Dan Kendoka or something before
Yeah,
they let
that's
you
right.
in.
So SCEE pre-orders are available now. So you can pre-order Prison Architect for your PlayStation 4 from the Sony Europe store. Of course, we have been available to play on Xbox One in the Xbox One game preview program for a while now. So Xbox users and Microsoft is just Microsoft. There's not Microsoft,
Europe.
Europe or Microsoft Asia or Microsoft EMEA or something. But maybe we should split down those lines. Maybe I can be Introversion UK.
You can be Introversion Sidcup, and I'll be
Introversion Sidcup, and you'll be Introversion Cambridge.
Exactly. And we'll just never ever talk to each other. Is that what you said?
Well, it's worse than that. We'll have fights.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to see
Introversion Cambridge. Those guys are doing some prison architect rubbish. Introversion Sidcup. Who knows what the fuck those guys are doing?
That's where it's at. Introversion Sidcup's where it's all happening. So, yeah, good. Right. Pre-order it because, right, if you're thinking about buying Prison Architect on the console, Xbox, or PlayStation, you need to pre-order it, right? And the reason why is because that makes SCE and SCEA and Microsoft, right, sit up and go,
yeah.
Look at all the pre-orders.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Look at all the pre-orders. This is going to be massively successful.
Yeah.
And then they'll put you on the front of the store, you see.
Yeah, and then you will be massively successful.
And then you will be, yeah.
In some kind of weird Ouroboros style snake eating its own tail.
Exactly. That's right. But if nobody buys it in pre-orders, if they all go, I'll wait until it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just wait till version one.
Then Microsoft's suddenly go,
guys.
It's
another Darwinia Plus.
We've got to have a conversation about this guy. Well, we've already sold more than Darwinia Plus.
Have we?
Yeah.
Already just in pre-orders, just in game preview.
Game preview, we sold more than Darwinia Plus. But go and buy Darwinia.
I've sold more of my kidneys than we sold of Darwinia Plus.
We sold a few of Darwinia Plus in the end. We sold a few of it.
Yeah.
Right, so that's good. So that's all happening. Now, yes, tablets, right? Because people always say, when's the iPad version coming?
Yeah.
When's the Android version coming? They keep asking. Well, we're still doing the deal. You know, these things take time. These things take time. But I've sent stern emails, right? I have released the Introversion Sidcup cat into the publisher pigeons, right? I've said no. You know, we need to be doing this quickly and stuff.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
People want it.
It's frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating.
It is a bit. I'm sorry. You're trying to do. You know,
it is basically all your fault. I mean, that's what I think we can agree on. Ultimately, it's all you. It's all your fault.
Well, you see, I was thinking this the other day, and when I get a bit melancholy, I turn to Pink Floyd.
Oh yes.
Or Radiohead.
Yes.
Now, we had a conversation about Radiohead recently.
That's right.
And I said that it all sounds the same to me now.
Yes, you said that every Radiohead track since OK Computer sounds the same.
Yes. Now, OK Computer was the best album of all time, probably, right? Mm. And then everything they've done after that, it sounds the same to me. And, you know, I watched the video of Tom York dressed up like a tramp walking through people's houses, you know, and, you know, didn't really get it. But I listened to the album. Yeah, I listened to the album.
Bigger than you.
I listened to it, whatever it's called. What was it called? Rainbow Unicorn Moon Pools. Some shit. You know?
You're such a cynic.
And
you just haven't accepted that Radiohead have moved on and are now a new band.
They moved on from OK Computer to a new band. I accepted that. And then it's the same ever since.
You're an idiot. You're a bloody well idiot.
Well, listen, I would listen to the secret bonus track, right? And I thought, this sounds exactly the same as all the rest of it.
There's a secret bonus track?
Yeah.
Which track are you talking about?
Right at the end of the album, you have to listen to it. Oh, well done, Radio. You have to listen to it for like 15 minutes, and then you get the secret bonus track.
What? I haven't got a secret bonus track on my copy.
All right, hang on. Look, let me just.
Is it called True Love Waits?
No, hang on. Let me have a look in iTunes. It is called All the Pink Androids.
Are you making this shit up?
No, of course. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. Exactly my point, right? You don't know if I'm making this shit up, right, or whether it's true, all right?
It's because they're a creative entity. That's why. Unlike you goddamn pen pusher in Introversion Sidcup, never gets anything done.
Listen to look. There you go. I've sent it to you. Listen to that.
All right, I'll listen to it, mate. And the problem is, you see, that you just don't have any. You have no musical taste, right? If we went out to a restaurant, right, and we ordered like a really nice bottle of wine, and I gave you a glass of this bottle of wine, and you tasted it and went, Yes, tastes like every other bottle of red wine ever. Right? We wouldn't go, yeah, you're right. Fuck me. You're right. All this time I've been drinking red wine, and it's all the same. Shit me. I'm so glad you've opened my eyes. No, we wouldn't, right? Because as refined gentlemen who have enjoyed some of the finest restaurants in London, we would appreciate that fine wine.
We would.
Now, when you say all Radiohead tracks sound the same, you're just the guy going, all red wine tastes the same, mate. All tastes the same, mate. There you are. You don't. And somebody your age should know better, right? You should have developed a greater refinement in your musical tastes. Okay, because quite frankly, in your world, it's either hip hop or rock, and those are the only two genres that exist.
You need to listen. You need to listen to this track and tell me it doesn't sound like every other fucking Radiohead track.
It doesn't.
Just listen to the fucking track.
I've listened to the track hundreds of times.
You haven't. It's a secret track that you've never listened to before.
I haven't listened to that one because I haven't. We didn't realize it existed yet. There's like 10,000 Radiohead tracks.
Listen to the track.
I'm not listening. I can't listen to it because then the whole video will be blocked by YouTube's copyright infringement act.
It's only like 2 minutes. Just listen to the track, right? I need you to listen to the track. Listen to the fucking track.
Fucking shit-faced dick.
Right, look, you've got it.
Right, I'm listening to it.
Right, listen to it.
Yeah, I'm listening. Did you make this?
See, you can't tell.
Of course I can tell.
You can't tell.
Of course I can tell.
Right? Whether I knock this up in GarageBand.
Yeah,
right?
I know you.
Whether
It's
a hidden track from the Radiohead album that you've not heard. You can't tell. Well, I'm going to come clean, man. I did make it myself.
I know you made it yourself. That's really good. That was really good.
When did you realise? When did you tell?
Mate, immediately.
Immediately. You didn't tell when I told you the name. When I told you the name, you were like, "Oh yeah, that."
All the Pink Androids is a plausible Radiohead track name. I'll give you that one. Right. That's a good spoof. But that track. Well, what that is that's a very, very bad Radiohead spoof, right? But I understand what you're saying.
Right. So, Prison Architect PC version.
Yes.
Right. 10 minutes into the video, when are they going to talk about the PC update? I don't like those fans.
I know you don't.
You don't like them.
Yeah, you're channeling a bit of your inner Roger Waters there, aren't you? In the sense that you're starting to dislike certain aspects of the fan base.
That's right, of my fandom.
I think your head's getting a bit too big for your shoulders. That's your problem.
So I think it's fair to say that we sort of made a few mistakes.
Yes.
This year, do you think?
Yes, I think so. I think you're referring to the post version 1 activity.
That's exactly what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the updates that we've done since V1.
Yeah, I think that's the conclusion I've come to. I think that we have been a bit too loose with our updates, and we've allowed the game to become a little bit broken and a little bit more bloated than perhaps it should. And I think that we have been putting features into the game that are not strictly necessary as well. That's what I would say. I think that they're good features that we've put in, but in all honesty, I think that we put all the best features in pre-version 1.
Yeah.
I do, except for women's prisons. Right? That I think is the one critical thing that we missed in version 1. We just didn't have time to finish it. So that was post-version 1. I think that was crucial. Everything else I'm not so sure about. And I've noticed, and I'm sure you have too, because I think this is why you're saying this, an increase in people saying, stop breaking the game and stop adding things that wreck the game.
Yeah.
And You know, treat it like it's at version 1 and beyond, right? Treat it like it's not in early access anymore. That's the general gist, I think.
Yeah, adding stuff. We've added stuff that we've had to kind of take out
Yes.
next month, and
We've had to do emergency patches for 3 of the updates.
yeah,
Which is
and
actually
update
more,
7.
yes, out of 7. And this is actually more emergency updates than we did during the entire alpha, which is strange,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, it's not strange. It's not strange. I know the reason why, right? And the reason is that we have hit the limit of Introversion's capability regarding the number of projects that we're trying to manage at the moment, the number of balls that we are keeping up in the air.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So-
We've got quite a lot going on at the moment, haven't we?
And we do, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing, right? And anybody that says, "Oh no, we've suffered because you've been doing on wire or something,"
Nobody said that. No one said
No, but if they do, I'm just saying, if they do,
If they did.
they can go and join the updated 10-minute brigade.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah, and what was it you said last month? Read the fucking change list.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You don't want to watch the update video.
Yeah, exactly. You can join that crew. So rather than blindly ploughing on, making more mistakes, making updates that don't make sense, breaking the build, Introversion Sid Cup does have a reverse gear.
Right. Should we switch into it?
I think we should. I think we should tell them about the new plan.
The new plan. All right then, let's do it.
Let's do it. So, we don't have any updates for you this month because, well, I say we don't have any updates. We don't have any new features to show you because we've just been fixing bugs.
Yes, it was a bug bash.
It was another bug bash.
We spent the whole month fixing bugs.
Many bugs were fixed and many features were changed and things were smoother and the whole thing is going to play better.
Yes.
Other than this video, which is just filler.
This video is just a pile of complete shit. I mean, it's just going to be a 20-minute discussion of Radiohead. At least it's not Batman Begins, though,
Well, or Batman versus Superman, which
Yeah.
I've not seen.
At least we're not talking about Christopher Nolan.
Well, we're just, our audience are very cultured. They're not just interested in Prison Architect. They're interested in...
They're interested in Radiohead and red wine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And continental lagers and, all things that you and I are interested in. Some things that we're not yet interested in because we've not discovered them. So, we are not going to have any new updates for you next month either.
That's right.
Because we are now going to work toward Prison Architect version 2.0.
Version 2.0.
Tell the lovely people what version 2.0 is all about.
Well, the aim is to replicate what we achieved with version 1 to some extent. With version 1, we put the alpha process on hold for a little while and we kind of knuckled down and worked towards a major milestone, which was essentially a version of the game that was very, very stable and very solid and very well balanced and very well considered and didn't really... Everything that was in it was finished. And there wasn't anything that had just been dropped in that month that was only half finished. And it didn't have any major catastrophic bugs. And that is what I think we would like to replicate with version 2.0. We're going to work towards a version which takes everything that was before version 1 and all the stuff that we've done since version 1 and kind of ties it up very neatly into a very, very solid update to the game. Is that a fair description?
Yeah, I think it absolutely is. I think it absolutely is. We were very worried right at the start about the alpha process breaking game development. I remember those discussions, those early discussions, that could we get an update out every month, or would we spend too much time doing QA and stuff? And it worked very well for us. But now, as we transition away from Prison Architect and into some new projects, it's not working. It's not working. And the most important thing for Introversion are the games, right? In 10 years' time, people still play Uplink, and I'm proud of that. They still play Uplink. It's still the best hacking game in the world. I won't hear anyone say anything different. Prison Architect will be the best prison simulator in 15 years' time, right? Unless we wreck it now, right?
Yeah.
And in 15 years' time, no one's going to look back and go, oh yeah, but do you remember how cool Mark and Chris's update videos were, at the end? They're just going to talk about the game. And that's all we care about. We just care about the game. Full stop.
Yeah.
And so we have identified internally that working towards Prison Architect 2.0 is the best thing to do for Prison Architect. Now, we're not entirely certain when we're going to launch Prison Architect version 2.0. You guys will be used to hearing that from us.
Yeah. Well, I guess the thing is that it's a break. We want to break from the monthly update in order to achieve this, because some of the changes that we want to make are kind of a little bit bigger and a little bit scarier. And we don't really want to be committing to releasing partial updates towards version 2.0 along the way. That's what we're saying.
Exactly. So watch this space and we will tell you when version 2.0 is going to drop. I mean, well, we should put some kind of thing.
It's not going to be long. It's not going to be like
20 years.
3 years.
No, it's going to be within the next like 4 or 5 months. You know, that's the kind of time frame that we're talking about. Yeah. Hopefully quicker than 4 or 5 months, because you guys are just going to go somewhere else. And
I think so.
Some other videos.
I don't think it's going to be that long. It's not going to take us that long. I've seen the to-do list.
Yeah.
I think that we've got. I can't bear the thought of leaving Prison Architect in an incredibly broken state.
Yes.
That's what I think. We are moving on to other things. We've got other games in the pipeline that we're working on. At some point in the future, we don't quite know when, we'll be doing those other games as our main thing. But we don't want to. It would be awful if we left Prison Architect broken, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
So we need to draw a line in the sand and say, at this point, the game will no longer be broken.
Yeah, and this is one of the things about game development that people who aren't in game development don't understand. The reason that Prison Architect has started the PC version to go a little off the rails is because you haven't dedicated 100% of your time to it, over the last few months, because you've been working on Scanner Somber and Wrongwire, and if you've not seen the video of those, you should, check it out on our YouTube channel. You've taken your eye off the ball, and we don't have anybody else in Introversion that can really step into your role of producing this game to the standard that we did it at for the last, the last 5 years. That's not saying there's nobody in the world that couldn't do that, but they just don't work for us, and we don't know where they are. They're probably, I don't know what they're doing. Something else, something funny.
They all work at real companies, don't they?
That's right. They're probably building bridges somewhere or something. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think part of the version 2.0 plan is that me and Leander, well, the whole team, we're all coming back onto Prison Architect. It's going to be like the glory days. We're all going to come back. And I think that it's important to point out that the focus for version 2.0 still isn't, obviously everything we've said, it still isn't massive new features, right? The aim of version 2.0 isn't to bring in some whopping massive new feature that's going to radically change the game. The aim of version 2.0 is to tidy everything up.
That's right.
And bring all of it up to a finished quality.
Yeah.
So that we've got that base, and then we'll never break it again.
Yeah. Now, I think it's very important. There's one more message that's very important about this, right? Because it might sound as if version 2.0 is kind of the end of Prison Architect. In no way are we going to just stop working on PA, right? We know there's going to be bug fixes. We know there's going to be platform support, hardware changes, computers change. We're going to be supporting Prison Architect for the rest of our lives, right? It's going to be the gilded cage in which we live out our miserable existences.
Nice.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. It's gonna, we're gonna keep kind of keep it up to date and everything. So don't get the wrong end of the stick. Right, I think we've completely blown communicating what 2.0 is about to everybody, so we should probably sign off.
I think we did all right.
Yeah, me too.